Hey guys, so in this video I throw a little bit of shade at GS Strong Rehab Center, and for those of you that are in the depths of it, I promise it gets so much better out of the gate. It's your very first taste of everything, so I had a sour taste in my mouth definitely while I was there, and I just know that there's so many more great things out there. So take a look. It's a little bit long, but I promise you it's all uphill from here. We popped into GS Strong today to meet up with a kid who was hit on a bicycle in the summer. He was a very high-level elite rower from the University of Victoria, who is now trying to cope with this new life that somebody gave him. So since we're on our way through Vancouver anyways, it's something that I like to do to show other athletes that life's not over and you can still recreate and do all the fun things you used to do. So once he doesn't have a room full of friends, we'll go bug him again. I had the window one. There's a bathroom in there at the far end. I guess this one doesn't have anybody in it. I did get shifted to this room at one point. And then the bathrooms will look like this. Like that's your sink where you get ready every day. There's your bathroom. This is where they send you to get better. To get better. This is where you're supposed to get better. Look at the yellow on the walls, like it hasn't been painted in 35 years. Like, you gotta live here for that long with your name not typed out, like you don't belong. And then this was the patio. Oh, maybe after I made my cheeky comment about, oh, jumping is a good idea, they put plexiglass up. They didn't have that before. And I spent probably most of my rehab out here, sitting, smoking, looking at the park, right underneath the no smoking signs, because I'm not going out there. There's just a vape pen anyways. Yeah, this is it. 3 months of my life in here. And then this is the tub, the only place that you can have a bath. Well, maybe in this one. Oh my god, they took it away. There used to be a tub where you could have a bath. It looks like it's decommissioned. And then this was where you shower. This used to be where you showered. Looks like it still is. Nice storage room for all the commodes, so I would come here and grab a commode by myself and take it to my room or get somebody, and then I'd get myself into it and wheel myself down here so that I could shower more than twice a week is what they give you. And then this is the awesome shower, which they have gumboots for you if you were to shower with me. That's what so many of my girlfriends saw me butt naked in there. It's like, I need to shower. And they're like, we're coming to help. They don't even have gumboots in here anymore. If anybody wanted to shower themselves independently right now, they couldn't. And this is GF Strong on Saturday, right? It's a ghost town. There's no activities, there's no staff, there's no PT, there's no nothing. These are the boards that tell everybody everything about you. So here, we came to see this gentleman today, and I know this because it has his name listed at the bottom. But then it goes through his entire schedule. So if you're some creep that walks in here, you can just pick this up and go and find whoever you're looking for, exactly where they're located. It gives you their room number. And as you can tell, there's no security or nurses, or nobody said anything to us since we've been here. Good day, sir.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, and it's just old. It's old. It's not nice. This is like, the new part is 35 years old, and the old part was built for World War II veterans coming home blown up from the war. Rick Hansen tried, ooh, this is different. I haven't seen this shower room. Rick Hansen tried to move this building into, oh, there's your gumboots, family. Rick Hansen tried to move this building into the Blisson Research Center at ICORD, Vancouver General Hospital, and was told no, because as soon as spinal cord injuries come out of GF Strong, the land gets taken back because it belongs to the Strong family. It was donated, and it says in the contract, if it's not for spinal cord injuries, it's done. So now you're continually stuck here, away from the research doctors and nurses, with everybody, cognitive impairments, outside of spinal cord injuries and strokes and burns. It's like next level on the upper 2 floors. That said, though, the stroke recovery ward has a beautiful spot to go and sit with your friends and family, almost like a living room. Well, this is the living room up here. As you can tell, nobody uses it unless they're eating in like a mess hall. So this is it. You don't get any of the nice couches that they do on the stroke floor, which is, I believe, level 4. And this is the only room you can use to sit with your friends and family. That's it. 4 chairs, 1 tiny table. Like a library full of notebooks. You can't actually get to it with a wheelchair, even if you wanted to. Staff are scarce on the weekends, which is why I like to come on the weekends. Check out the clean mug. This is a hospital where you're supposed to be healing, like, gross. I do a better job, and I'm the cripple. Stealing rubber gloves from the YouTube. Actually, I should put a whole spackle in my pocket right now. Yes, I'm running out, they're expensive. Mediums? So I can poop on the way home. No, lunch is served, thank you.
No,
I'll trade you.
It's raised. I have to remove.
This guy, Walt, he's the OG. I don't know if he still works here, but he's always been around to help guide people through this crappy time of healing and learning about spinal cord injuries. He's got very, very limited function, sip and puff, no mobility in his hands, and he was the one that taught me how to help a quad cough. So very influential dude here. It's nice to see he's on the wall. Oh no, take a video of the quality of the sign. Welcome to the acute spinal cord injury program, where it's tacked up there and taped. So ugly. It's like the hallway of death. Hi ho, hi ho. If we were going to physio, this is where we go. Feels like a hospital to me. This used to be a park facility. This is the gymnasium. Suite that you can only work out and recreate 5 days a week. Weekends, you're done. This whole place shuts down. It's super sad over the holidays because it gets worse. All the way through the gym. Oh, we just snuck in because the construction guys plugged their extension cord in here. And this used to be the tiny little closet where they kept the FES machine, and it was a complete storage room, basically, and it was under lock and key. I had to fight tooth and nail to get on that electrical stimulation bike. I find it funny that they redo and paint the closet and not actually the rehab rooms. The seating area at GF Strong isn't undercover. The parking is, but where you could actually sit outside and get some fresh air in the rain is not. Like, again, I don't know why. It's stuffy and disgusting inside, and when people are sick, that's all you breathe is sickness. So why not have something out here where people can come and sit and not get wet? But I don't make the decisions, so it's somebody else's job. But actual quad-friendly height tables, that's cool. You just get real wet. Oh, and you're under quarantine, so you gotta go back out through the parking lot, just in case you want to escape. It's like a mental institute. They make you sign out if you want to go anywhere on the weekends or overnight with your friends or family. They really like to discourage overnight trips. You know, why not be this the time that you figure it out while you're in the hospital instead of going out after you're done at the hospital and learning what doesn't work when you can't come back and get help figuring it out. But we could do an outside shot of this beautiful, top of the line rehab center in Vancouver, British Columbia. What a shithole. From the 60s. Yay.
So what's your history with it?
This is where I lived for 14 weeks after my spinal cord injury. The last 10 days, I got in a fight with most nurses because everybody in my hallway had C. difficile, which is deadly to people with a compromised immune system or anything, elderly individuals. So mom moved me out and into the condo that she had to rent because McDonald's, the Ronald McDonald House, was full and she wouldn't have qualified with me being in GF Strong anyway. So she had to, my parents, mom and dad, had to cough up $2,400 a month to rent a 1-bedroom furnished apartment place so that she was able to stay with me. Otherwise, I would have been here all by myself every day and had much less care because mom took on so much of the work that the nurses would normally be entrusted with. Yeah, very fortunate that she had a little bit of, a stable financial situation to come and help her daughter out in time of need, because there's no support for the parents when their kids get hurt. There's no support for parents when their kids get hurt. There's no support when there's even less when an adult child gets hurt. Osaka Sushi is across the street from GF Strong, and it keeps us alive. Most everybody that goes through the place, if you like sushi, you gotta come here. There's also Safeway and Starbucks, that's a good one. But it really is nice to be across from a shopping plaza that you can wheel to safely. Starts to break you out of the shell of rehab. And this far exceeds the hospital grub that they try and feed you because, that stuff's trucked in from Toronto to Vancouver, the land of the fresh food. So GF Strong Rehab Center in Vancouver, BC is boasted about being one of the world's best rehab facilities there's one of the best ones in Canada, we're told, and then they like to boast about being one of the better ones around everywhere. That's what you hear. Until you actually have to experience it, and then you're stuck in what comes across as an old folks home. It's granted, yes, there are amazing staff, there are incredible physiotherapists that come through there, but overall the morale and the outlook and the energy and the vibration of the whole place is off. It's low. I went in there today. They haven't painted a single wall in the place since it was built 30 years ago. You live there and for months and months, and they can't even go through, they don't go far enough as to print your name off on the computer and put it into your door slot. They write it with a Sharpie, and they don't match. There's a green one and a purple one and a mismatched this, and they half hang out of the slot that you put them in, and it's so demoralizing to people that, we're all adults. Most of us that go through there are adults. It's not kids. It's not a place where you find a bunch of children, and if you did find kids there, it would be freshly painted and it would be colorful and it would be bright and light and actually promote healing and good feelings and positive vibrations. But It doesn't. The one place that has been painted that I noticed going through there today was the closet that used to hold the FES bike, the number one piece of rehab equipment for somebody suffering a spinal cord injury. I don't know where that lives anymore. As from my understanding, they have moved it into the physiotherapy gym and allow people to use it more regularly, and hopefully all their physiotherapists are educated on it, because when I went through, my physiotherapist was not educated on it. There was only one individual in the entire physio department that had the education to use it with any one patron. So anyways, paint job, needs a facelift, needs a little bit of a staff overhaul probably, but you know, that's all tough, and everybody in the public system is all uppity about this privatization in BC and what that's gonna bring, and possible longer wait times, and I don't agree. I think privatization of some level of healthcare would open it up and definitely encourage the government to pay the public doctors accordingly and promote research and proactive positive thinking within healthcare. So GF Strong's a place, but it is not a good place. It is not a healthy, healing environment for anybody.